Hi, Don. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color. I'm a big fan of you and your work, and it is a real honor to be speaking with you today. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you. I'm about to really disappoint you.
I I know you won't. I know you won't. You definitely didn't disappoint me in this show. Your performance was incredible, and we're going to be talking spoilers up until episode 3, the premiere episodes. So, towards the end of that episode, we see your character finally given the opportunity that he's been asking for as a detective, which was very notable for me. What do you believe this investigation will teach him in the long run? Like, how did you play that? What the lessons are going to be?
I think it's one of those, it's like the Chinese curse, may you get what you wish for, you know. He thinks it's what he wants, and then he realizes that, oh, this is not all that it was cracked up to be. I don't really have the power, you know what I mean? Do I really have autonomy? I still have got to toe the line for you and kind of play this game where he's, vilified by the community that he's trying to protect. He's, an outsider everywhere he goes. He's not respected like he wants to be at the department. So it's just one of those, you know, unenviable places where he's got to navigate all of these different politics and all of these different situations that I don't think he anticipated going into it.
And he genuinely wants to protect and defend the innocent. Can you talk about that sense of morality, especially with this particular crime? I mean, it is such a twisted web, I feel like, the story.
Well, he's, JD is a very throwback kind of a guy in some ways, and in other ways, he's very progressive. And again, I think that's what it is he's having to navigate all of these things, not only in the case that he's dealing with, but in his own personality about, how do you show up and how do you do your job and still keep your center. And I think he's up against it through this whole show. It's very challenging. I mean, spoiler alert, what happens in the last 3 episodes, I think you wouldn't anticipate from the beginning for him.
Yeah, I feel like the story, the more you go into it, it just continues to be fascinating and keeps you on the edge of your seat. And I'm curious for you, since it is a true story, did you do any specific preparation or research before taking the role since he is an actual person?
Well, I think just to parse, I think it's based on a true story. I mean, this isn't a documentary. We're not doing
Of
factual
course, of
everything.
course.
It was the inspiration for it. I mean, it's something that Peacock's like say based on a true story, because we're not we again this isn't about it isn't doing factual things. Although
This
this is a
the thing in the
character.
beginning says it perfectly.
Yeah, hey, and my movie I started off the same way, but yeah, these are characters that are inspired by these characters. But yes, JD is a real guy, and it was great to have the opportunity to look him up and to see interviews with him and to read statements about him and other people that knew him. And that's always fun to do when you're playing a character to go to the source, and the source is this real guy. And I was always trying to, that was a big job we all had, but me as playing the character, really trying to make sure we kept that and we were as true to that as we could be inside the construct of the series that we were making.
Is there a smaller detail that maybe helped you, whether it was just something you learned or something in his transformation, like when you were getting the costumes on, like something small that the audience might notice, or, but you, when you were playing him, informed the character?
Well, I think, with a show like this, a period piece, all of those production design elements are really things that help ground us, The lighter that you have, that you imbue with a certain, significance, something that it says to you, like, where did I get this? Who handed this to me? Why is this thing important to me? Your car, the car that he drives, it's like, oh, when did I get this? Just having all of this sort of background that you do for yourself. Like, to your point, the audience it may never even come into, it's never a plot point. It doesn't, have anything to do with the story necessarily. But I think all of these things and all of these things that actors like to have, these tactile reference points that give us, build our character out and help us create who these people are really helpful. And we were very lucky to have these designers that, from the costumes to the cars to the props, to the sets. All of these things help to put us back into this time period and ground the whole thing.
Well, can confirm that you did not disappoint. I loved speaking with you, and it was really a pleasure. Thank you for your time again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
teachers, fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The Hard Knock Life. Comics, movies, and